Hello everybody, welcome to another True Review. Today I'm bringing you MagNets fully charged on the Xbox One. Comes out on Friday and its pricing is unknown at this time. Apologies first of all for posting this the same day as my first review. It's just I've got a very busy day tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to get the video up at all tomorrow, so that's the reason for it. But my first impression was done several days ago, so don't think I've not had time to fully play the game, because I actually have done. I actually played the game to completion. Now what you have is it's a top-down kind of 3D perspective game where you play as a warden who's got to stop the Bloxbots from taking over and destroying various parts of the park and the city and the environments that you're in. So it's kind of like a little bit kind of like tower defense, but you're the actual defender with no equipment or any installations to put down. And how you actually stop then is you plant a magnet down on the floor, and then you drag it out into a circular area, and anything in that area gets stunned. Now the basic enemies generally take 2 hits to kill. Some of the more advanced enemies later on take several more hits to actually vanquish, and when you do actually kill them you get scrap. You get 5 scrap generally for every one that you kill. And this is the key to the game, is this scrap, because you have to gather a certain amount of scrap and put it in this machine called the recyclotron, and that will give you a varying different amount of things, like a fuse for example, or a lever. And you have to get these items and put them in the required slots to secure the area, and once you've done that, the area is secure and you advance on to the next level. And that's pretty much the game in a nutshell really. The levels vary. There's 20 levels in total, spread over 4 different environments, and the levels vary from like a park setting to a research lab to like a museum setting. So there's quite a bit of variety in the actual level designs. The enemies don't generally tend to change. They tend to be just the square boxy robots, but there is some nice boss encounters. The highlight has to be the first boss, which is a robot rabbit, which attack actually sprays poop at you from its backside at an alarming rate, so you get rabbit pelleted to death. So it's actually quite an amusing boss, probably the best one in the entire game. The game's not overly difficult. You have difficult settings that you can choose from, but on the normal setting I managed to get through the game in about 3-4 hours or so, once I managed to grasp the mechanics. From my first playthrough I was a little bit confused at certain aspects of the game, and I still maintain that some of the introduction of gameplay mechanics could have been explained a slightly little bit better, but it's not too hard to pick up. You're a little bit confused at the time. The one big thing about it is that when you collect one of your items from the recyclotron, if you actually use your magnet, you actually drop that item, and the levels get pretty hectic and full of enemies at times, and it's sometimes very difficult to see where you actually drop the item. So it would have been nice to have kind of like a pulsating circle around the item or something, or an arrow indicator just to tell you where you've actually dropped it, because that can lead to confusion and quite a few level failures, because if any of the objects get destroyed, or a certain amount of objects get destroyed, levels where there's an awful lot of them, then you instantly fail the level regardless of your health. There's boss encounters, like I say, 4 boss encounters. The bosses are probably the best bits of the game because they adopt different kind of tactics. They still use the same method of collecting scrap and putting them in the recyclotron, but you may have to, like for the rabbit for example, you create a carrot which you plant in the ground, which distracts it, and then it becomes vulnerable for a short space of time. The dinosaur boss, you have to put I think it's a fire tennis balls into this circular area, which damages it. The boss battles are actually probably the highlight of the game, to be honest with you. There is also a challenge mode as well, which is basically the same as the story mode, just that you're tasked with getting certain tasks in the level, such as not taking any damage, things such as that. So scoring a certain amount of points, killing a certain amount of enemies, obtaining a certain amount of scrap. So that does add a little bit of longevity to the game. There is also a multiplayer feature as well, which unfortunately is locked until the game officially releases on the 11th of March, so I'm not able to comment on that at the moment, but I'll probably do a supplementary video just to explore the multiplayer aspect of it and see if it adds any more depth and replayability to the actual game itself. So in a nutshell, what you have is a really short, fun campaign, fun, interesting, colourful game which will raise a few smiles with a few of the bosses along the way. So it's a very entertaining game. Achievement wise, the achievements are pretty straightforward to get. I am actually having problems with one of the achievements, which is to perfect an entire world at the time of doing this. It was originally bugged, but they've sorted that out, I believe, because the achievements started unlocking. There was 4 achievements which had problems, but they seem to be unlocking now. But I still can't unlock this one achievement despite not losing any health on all the levels of a world. I am emailing the developer to seek clarification. It's just in case I'm doing something completely wrong to obtain the achievement, but I don't think I am. But just bear that in mind. People have unlocked it on True Achievements, so it definitely is obtainable. It's just for some reason on my game it's just not having it for some bizarre reason. But it should be a relatively easy 1000 gamer score if that's the kind of thing that you want. There is an awful lot of free achievements, such as jumping for the first time, doing a slam attack for the first time. Quite a lot of freebies, so you will rack up a few hundred gamer score without even breaking a sweat, to be honest with you. As I said previously, I haven't got the pricing of this as of yet, so taking into account the short playtime of the campaign and the challenge mode, I can't really comment if it's going to reflect a good value for money, but hopefully it is priced to reflect the length of the story mode. Again, I can't comment on how much replayability the multiplayer aspect of the game will bring to it, and hence why I'm going to do a supplementary add-on to this review probably over the weekend once I've had time to experience the multiplayer component. But for the time being, I'm going to give MagNets a solid 7 out of 10. Really fun, entertaining title. Different, bright and colourful it is as well. Decent soundtrack, and you will find yourself entertained for the amount of time the story mode takes to complete, and to complete the challenges as well. And who knows what the multiplayer will bring. It could bring some very interesting modes. I'm not even sure if it's versus mode as of yet, or if it's simply campaign co-op. I have absolutely no clue at this time. But yeah, thanks for watching the review, guys. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Do follow me on my various social media pages. Just help me build the channel and get these reviews to you as quickly as possible. Thanks for watching, and thanks for your continued support.